Is everybody on there already? That's today. Holy smoke. That is today. That is right now. Everybody is on.
Your daddy rocking the little fedora.
Oh yeah, Daddy always wears the hat. Hey, where's that? Hey, show him that leather one, Daddy, that I bought you. You're on mute, Daddy.
I didn't say it's back in the other room, buddy. I'd have to go dig it out.
Okay. Wow, everybody is right on time. That's awesome. Okay. I hope everybody's feeling good today because we got a rocking meeting. I'm going to start off with a quick little video. Then we're going to talk about LI special enrollment periods. That's coming up real soon. I want everyone to know exactly what that is. So let's kick this meeting off real quick and get it started. I hope everybody's feeling it today. Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Brittany just said, I'm just glad to be out of the house. Playlist. Honestly, I got all this prepared, and I'm sorry I've taken so long, but I got all this prepared. And then was talking to Candace on the phone on the way in, and didn't have it ready, so I apologize. But we're going to start the party.
Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson, Pete Henson. If it were easy, there'd be no Octavia Spencer. But not only that, if it were easy, there'd be no Viola Davis. If it were easy, there'd be no Michael T. Williamson, no Stephen McKinley Henderson, no Russell Hornsby. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
We tend to base our self-esteem on what other people think. And that's not really self-esteem. Self-esteem is supposed to be how we feel about ourselves. And I was just saying how dangerous it is to allow other people to determine how you're going to feel about you. And it's kind of like looking into a broken mirror. You're going to look in a broken mirror and then change your face to try to look good in this defiled, busted, broken mirror. And it just, other people's opinions is a really shitty way to determine how we feel about ourselves.
You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I'll say it again. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. Now, I've been blessed to make hundreds of millions of dollars in my life. I can't take it with me. And neither can you. So it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. And we all have different gifts. Some money, some love, some patience, some the ability to touch people. But we all have it. Use it. Share it. That's what counts. Not what you're driving, not what you're flying in, not what kind of house you bought your mama. Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. Goals on the road to achievement cannot be achieved without discipline and consistency. I pray that you all put your shoes way under the bed at night so that you got to get on your knees in the morning.
The one thing I'm the most happy about in terms of my career is the fact that I got there with the grace of God, first of all, but short of that, I got there just by working hard, not partying with the right people, not compromising myself in any way or cutting any kind of deals, just by working hard, just by plugging along, sawing wood, as I like to call it. I'm a 20-year overnight sensation. I don't get life mixed up with making a living. I was there for all 4 of my children being born. When the first one was born, I recognized the difference between life and making a living. Their life, our family is life. Acting is making a living.
What do you think the biggest difference between doing a play and doing, it's a cliche question, but I'd be interested to know your answer.
I think a part of what Viola just said is that you get to dig deeper and you get another day.
Right.
And you get the energy.
Mm-hmm.
You do a movie and it's 200 people that are used to it and they don't care and everybody's doing their job and it comes in a theater somewhere and you're picking your nose at home somewhere, clipping your nail. There's no energy.
Right.
When I was on Broadway 5 years ago with Julius Caesar, I made a decision to sign autographs every night. I don't know what I did. Yeah, it ain't happening this time. Only as I rub my knees, only because my knees are bad. It's hard for me to stand. But
And why did you decide to do that?
well, I wanted to say thank you. It was my way of saying thank you. And the first night, it was like 5,000 people out there. I said, okay, wait a minute. Everybody who has playbills from our show. So, yeah, because it was like people were just wandering up the block. I was like, wait a minute. I forgot I'm on, 42nd Street, Times Square. I was like, wait a minute. But honestly,
You were signing for
the
weeks.
energy, and I was out there an hour and a half every night, every show.
Wow.
But the energy you got back, the stories, the 5 little old ladies who just drove in from Detroit. And I'm like, well, what y'all doing tonight? They said, we're getting back in the car, baby. We got to go back tonight. And, a little 84-year-old lady was like, baby, if I was 3 years younger. Oh, true story. True story. Then we had, and I say this also, because I hope it happens with this play. We had some high schools come. We had one school from somewhere, I forgot where, and they were doing Julius Caesar. And some young kid was like, well, my Brutus is a bit different. He's more the classic stoic. But it was great to engage and exchange with these young people. There was an energy. I got more from it than I gave to the people that I signed for. That's, you don't get that. The odd thing about success in film is the budgets get bigger, you make more money, but they become more formulaic. So you don't get the opportunity. So God willing, if I stay around long enough, this is what I'm going to be doing. You're always affected by opinion, but the more opinions there are of you, of me, the less I look at them, because I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. So I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. It's just not healthy. I don't think I could continue to do what I do if I was constantly worrying about what somebody thought about it. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. You don't have to compromise yourself. If it's something you don't feel good about, then don't do it. The most important choices I've made was to say no. And I've said no many a time to films that I just didn't, especially early on, that I just didn't feel comfortable with. There was one script that was brought to me, I called it The They Couldn't Kill. He was accused of raping this white woman in the 40s, and they tried to hang him, but he didn't die. And they tried to electrocute him, and they were like, it's a comedy. I'm like, it ain't funny to me. So I actually called Sidney Poitier, who I was fortunate at that time to be able to call. And I said, this movie, I'm sick. And they offered me $600,000.
the play that they couldn't kill. That's what I call it. And he said to me, and I'll say this to you, he said, the first 2 or 3 or 4 films you make in this industry, Denzel, will determine how you proceed. He said, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but remember that the first 3 or 4 or 5 films you made will determine how you proceed. I turned it down. I turned money down. I needed the money. I turned it down. 6 months later, I got Pride of Freedom. So stick to your gun. If you don't feel like you should do it, then don't do it. Because you don't want to be, you don't want to be a negative energy on the set. That's how I feel. So I'm like, I ain't doing this because I'm going to slap somebody the second day. So I just, it's something. I think the most important decisions you can make as an actress is saying no. Is saying no. You don't have to take your clothes off if you don't want to.
Number 1, put God first. Put God first in everything you do. Everything that you think you see in me, everything that I've accomplished, everything that you think I have, and I have a few things, everything that I have is by the grace of God. Understand that. It's a gift. In everything you do, if you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done.
Okay. Let's hit escape on that. Get out of that. I hope y'all got something out of that. Now we're going to go over to screen share. Now we're going to have a special talk from Candace. She's going to go over.
Bless you.
She's going to go over the the enrollment periods. Here, Candace, I am going to give you control of the screen, okay?
Okay.
Candace, I would give you control of my life.
There you go, Candace. You have control?
Yep.
Imagine that.
It's magic.
Yay!
So me and Brian were talking yesterday, and I was telling him how I enrolled someone, and they asked me if it was IEP or ICEP, which I was not familiar with what the difference was, which is how this whole conversation came about. Thank goodness for Google. I quickly or the website. That was my first instinct, sorry. But it worked. Anyway, there's 2 different ones for the IEP, the initial enrollment. So the IEP is just when you're enrolling someone whose their birthday is either it's 3 months before or 3 months after, which is here on the website. And then the ICEP is for someone who's been on disability. After they've been on disability for 2 years, you can use the ICEP to enroll them for the first time. So that's the biggest difference between the 2.
Awesome.
Then the other enrollment period, which you guys already know because that's what we're in right now, open enrollment period, is when you switch from one MAPD plan to another MAPD plan. But you guys hopefully
or MA plan or PDP plan. It's just got to be a like-to-like plan. Hey, Candace, do me a favor. Read that when I missed my Medicare enrollment period. Keep on going down.
Oh, down.
I missed my Medicare enrollment period.
Okay, if you miss your initial enrollment period, there are a few penalties you'll face. However, these only apply if you do not have any other coverage, such as employer coverage. The penalties are as follows. If you do not enroll in Part B during initial enrollment, you'll pay a late enrollment penalty. The penalty is an extra 10% of your premium for every 12-month period you should have had Part B. That 10% is tacked on each month for as long as you have coverage. If you do not have Part D coverage and miss your enrollment period, you'll pay late enrollment penalty. The penalty is an extra, is that 1%? It looks kind of faded. 1% of your premium for as long as you have coverage. Should you not qualify for free Part A coverage because you didn't work long enough and you miss your enrollment period, you'll pay an extra 10% of your premium for twice the number of years you didn't have coverage.
Good. Awesome. That was awesome. Now, but the key to all that right there was talking about if you are not working. There's a SEP for when you retire. So y'all understand, okay? And that is the ICEP, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead. Is there more?
Yep, there's more.
And there's more.
But wait, there's more. What is a Medicare special enrollment period? There are a couple situations that allow you to enroll into Medicare during a special enrollment period. As discussed above, if you work beyond age 65 and have employer provided health coverage that you would like to continue instead of Medicare, you are allowed to delay enrollment without penalty. Another example would be if you move outside of a planned service area, this would trigger a 2-month enrollment period in which you could switch to a new Medicare Advantage or Part D prescription drug plan. You could also return to original Medicare without penalty. Sometimes you can also enroll into Medigap. There are other unique situations in which you may also be eligible for a special enrollment period. You are welcome to contact us to learn what options are available for you.
Awesome. If I heard you correctly, it said if you move out of the service area into a new service area, you're eligible for a SEP, which stands for Special Enrollment Period.
Yep.
Is that what everybody understood?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Let's go. Is there more?
This is the last section. When can I enroll in Medicare Advantage or Medicare Part D? The annual enrollment period for Medicare Part C and D begins October 15th and through December 7th each year. If you miss this period, you can join during the next year's annual enrollment period. During annual enrollment, you can switch to Medicare Advantage from original Medicare. You can also switch Medicare Advantage plans and Part D plans.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Now that was awesome. I hope everyone understands the different enrollment periods. Of course, it's on our website under Medicare Explained. Medicare Explained, Medicare enrollment periods. Okay, good job, Candace. Good job. Everybody give her a hand. Yay.
Thanks.
I'm going to tell y'all a story, okay? Now, I wasn't the most studious person in the world because I had a job, but I had a great friend. His name was Jerry Thompson. He was my church organ player, pianist, and he was also my 12th grade English teacher, right? And you're like, what does this got to do with insurance, Brian? I'm going to tell y'all. So just be patient. Patience is a virtue. Y'all are just getting it way out of hand. Too lively. So, Jerry, Jerry talks like this, and it is just one thing after another. And he talked like crying, you're losing the battle. Because I was always tired in this class because I worked at Lowe's Food, and I worked all the time, right? And I was tired. Not to mention I stayed up real late. So, Jerry's voice was like this. And whether you know it or not, if I talk like this, you would be asleep. Okay? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay, it's called voice inflection. And you know how I tell my stories and I get on and say, hey, Facebook world. I take my voice and I extend the range, because y'all know I don't usually talk like that, right? I extend my range so that so that it builds excitement. Okay? You have to, when you're on these phone calls, you have to build excitement. You have to smile. They can see and hear your smile. Okay? You can't be like, are you interested in a Medicare Advantage plan? Why did the Catholic Church die? Just because of that.
No, I think it was.
Taping.
It'll be fine.
So, hey, Dad, cut your
He's on the
video
phone.
off. Anyways, so Mr. Thompson, he would talk monotone. And I want y'all to understand that that is one of the worst things in the world. You already you already have ideas when someone calls you at 5 o'clock. Golly, I want to eat my supper. I want to watch Jerry Springer, Judge Judy, or whoever, Maury. I don't know if Maury's still on at 5 o'clock with Andy Griffith. But you already got people that want to hang up on you already. Not another telemarketer. There's not a single telemarketer that works for us. We're not trying to sell them anything. We're trying to help them. But they don't know that. And if you on the phone like this, guess what? You suck. Because you choose every single day how you sound. You choose to be happy about your job, or you choose not to be happy about your job. And I don't know about you, but how much you make yesterday?
$810.
If you make $810 in one day and you're not happy, if you make $270 in one day and you're not happy, then there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Because if you get on the phone and you dial every single day, at least 100 people, you're going to sell 1 to 3 applications a day. I dialed 8 yesterday. I'm guilty of it too. I dialed 8. But I'm not blaming when I went home. I wasn't blaming it on our system. And what's our system? If you watch our videos and you mimic what we do, you will sell a policy. How do we start? You haven't even been here. Do you know how we start? Hey, I'm Brittany. Hi, I'm Brittany. The company has assigned me to your case. What case? You'd send a card into us about Medicare Advantage and they assign me to your case. All I have to do is verify a little information. You live at 123 Nowhere Lane.
I was wondering if we could say that
Uh-huh.
in there.
Actual
Medicare Advantage.
No, I assigned the company assigned you to your case. Now, Brittany, you live at 123 Nowhere Lane? Good. In the great state of Alabama. Man, I've been calling a lot of nice folks down there in Alabama. I really love it. How's the weather down there? Good. So the only thing, a couple of things that I've got to, a couple of things I just got to verify from you real quick is I got to verify your address. Now it says that you're 65 years old. Is that right?
Yes.
You're turning into 65. So good. Now, do you have Medicare A?
Yeah.
Do you have B?
Not yet.
You don't have B? Oh, so you're going into the initial enrollment period. So are you working?
No, not anymore.
Oh, when'd you?
About 6 months ago.
Wow. Well, so why didn't you get B?
I don't know. I just turned 65, so like last month.
Oh, okay. So you're in your initial enrollment period. So they do that automatically.
Okay.
In case you don't know.
B?
Mhm.
I gotta sign up for B.
Well, when you sign up for A, you get A automatically, and then B comes when you turn 65, because it's early enrollment periods, right? But yeah, I mean, you do have to sign up. You have to opt out. We could ask Daddy. Hey, Daddy.
Yes.
So when you signed up for Medicare A and B, tell me how it worked. Experience.
Well, of course, when I retired, I retired early, so I was on Social Security. So since I was on Social Security, they automatically sent me that, when it was time for me to enroll. And they had me the option, if I wanted to opt out of Part B, I could. But of course, I kept it, you know.
Of course. Of
Of course,
course.
that costs you a little something, but that's still, it's worth it because you don't have that penalty later on.
So what does it cost you?
Well, last year, 100, this year, 146, 448. I don't know.
That's my point right there. My daddy is an educated man, and he doesn't pay attention because it comes right out of his check.
That's right. It comes right out of the check. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to come out if you take it out. You don't have to worry about it.
So my point is, if my daddy, an educated man, doesn't know how much it is, then the average senior citizen does not know either. So we're going to fill you in. What is the amount they take out of your check? No. Nice try that. That was last year.
$148.50.
$148.50 is the Part B premium for 2021. Go Joe Biden. No, too early. Gas is up 14 cents from last week, in case y'all don't know. So, anyways, no political views there. Anyways, so if my dad doesn't know that 148.60 is coming out of his check, nobody does. Dad actually has a med sup too, right? Dad has a med sup, and I've talked to Daddy about the med sup. What is the difference between med sup and Medicare? I guess we lost somebody. So
Monthly premium for supplement and Medicare. There you go.
pretty much pay as you go. So Medicare supplement is if you don't want to take a gamble, so you're going ahead and gambling to start with. Because Dad, when was the last time you were in the hospital?
Several years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Over 8?
Nah, not over 8.
Oh, okay. It's been several.
When I had a little thyroid thing done, you know.
Yeah, the little thyroid thing. But before that, it was like 7 years. We went back 7 years of him paying that expensive thing. That expensive monster. But anyways, Medicare Advantage for our average person, Medicare Advantage is the way to go. And I'll tell y'all why. It's real simple. It's real simple. Because when you live and own Social Security, with yesterday's numbers, right? Yesterday's numbers for the enrollment periods, the average person gets $1,100 a year. I mean, a month. And the eligibility is $1,486. So that means every person just about on the planet qualifies for one of those programs. Y'all understand that, right? What does that really mean?
Apply everybody for extra help.
That's exactly right. Apply everyone to get help, and let's see what happens, okay?
I have ran into some people that are bringing a lot more. Like, oh, okay.
Well, I haven't. I mean, I don't.
I met a guy that was making like $2,000 a month, and he lived in an apartment like it wasn't the best area either.
I calculated mine. I calculated mine the other day, and it was I think $2,900 is what I would get if I was completely disabled today.
So I have a question. So you said when your dad goes to the hospital, does he also have what's that plan that you can also have in the hospital? Is it?
Yeah, but
Well, now, see, Dad has a supplement, okay? And against his son's best judgment, he's been doing the Medicare Advantage without getting an indemnity plan.
Okay. So the supplement's better than the indemnity plan? And you personally?
No, he said against his better judgment.
Oh, better judgment.
you can get a indemnity plan for like $30-40 a month versus
A supplement, which
$200,
is $300 a month.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Daddy actually is really looking at it to see what he can do. I was proud of him when he told me that. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yep. Am I gonna mute again? Nope.
Nope, you're not on mute. Okay,
Cool.
so that was great. Our broadcast. Now I'm gonna show y'all, Mhm. Boom. Is this showing? Can I see that on your screen? Does it work? Should be working, but I don't see it. What do y'all see on your screen?
I see.
The website.
Okay, so let me go back and hit that right quick. What'd you say? It will stop other screen sharing. You want to continue? Oh, got to hit yes. There we go. Dr. Martin's screen.
Doctor,
Yep. Dr. Love.
doctor.
Does that show it now?
It says you started screen sharing, but it's just black.
So,
Maybe you have to take the control away from me. Maybe that's blocking it.
hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Participants. I don't know. I'm going to read it anyways. The quote for today says, never regret a day in your life. Good days give you happiness. Bad days give you experience. Worst days give you lessons. And best days gives you memories. Best days give you memories. That's pretty strong. I hope everyone creates a memory today and not just a lesson. But how you do that is simply by dialing. I hope everybody has a good day and don't get burned.
See ya.